In the last video, we checked how to add the node at the beginning and at the end of the linked list. Also, we deleted all the nodes in the list. In this video, I will show you how to add a node at a given location in the list. So we will adding a node at a given location in the linked list. So let's include our input-output stream header. Let's say namespace dd. So we have the struct node which have the int integer type data variable, also the node type pointer variable next. We also have the class linked list. Basically, it holds all the it will hold all the nodes in our list. We have the public member functions, and also we have the private data variables. So as a private data variable, we have the node type pointer variable head, which points to the first node in the list. As the public member function, we have the constructor linked list, which basically would start with null. Head, first of all, will point to null, which means that we don't have any nodes yet. So what we're going to do now is that we will actually push at a location, right? So we will add a node at a given location. So push here, let's say, or push at, let's say, int the data, also the location. So what we're going to do now is that we will actually push a node at a given location in the linked list. So let's say we have, first of all, we'll create a new node, and then we will we'll create a new node, and then actually, so first we will set the data of this new node as the new data, and then we will this new nodes next actually will be set to null. First of all, so if our location is less than 1, we will prompt the user as location must be greater than or equal to 1. So else if the location is 1, then if the location is 1, we basically put let's look at the linked list. Lists in C++. So if the location is 1, which basically we put the first node and we basically put our node at the beginning of the list. So this new nodes next, which will be basically the head, and the address of the head will be new node. But if else if the location is greater than 1, basically, what do we need is that we need to have a node type pointer variable temp. We will initialize the value. We will initialize the node type pointer variable temp with the address of the head, and then we will actually traverse in the linked list. We'll start from the 1, and it will go like location -1 i++. So what we're going to do now is that we will actually traverse the linked list, and let's say for location 3 we have to traverse one time. So to check, I mean, we will put our node here for the location 3, so we will traverse one time to node 2. So what we're going to do now is that we will actually put our node here. So so we'll say if here, if we'll just traverse one time like this. If temp is not null, if temp is not null, if it points to the first node, I mean, temp points to the first node. If temp is not null, we will actually temp is initialized with the address of the head first, so it points to the first address, and from there we will actually traverse the linked list. So let's say location 3, so we will actually I think we had until it becomes this, right? So okay, minus 1, I plus plus, I guess. No, I guess yeah, I must be less than location minus 1. If temp is not null, temp will be temps next. Temp will be temps next. So let's say our linked list like this. If you want to put at location 3, which means here, so we will actually, let's say we will add our new node here. New node. Yeah, we actually have to traverse just one time. So if you put 3 here, so 3 minus 1 equals 2. So this will work one time, and if temp is not null, which is temp, which is head, it's not null, points to the first node. Temp will become the temps next. So temp will point to the temps next. So it will point to node 2. So we will actually with this code we will actually locate at the node that we want to add our next new node after. So now what if this temp that we actually visited, if temp is not null, then we can actually if this temp is not null, let's say for location 3 our temp is here, right? Our temp is here for the location 3, location 1, 2, or 3. Our temp is here. It worked one time and location is here. So if this temp is not null, which means if this temp is if this temp exists, then we will set this new node next, as the new nodes next will be temps next. So now this new nodes next will actually point to the temps next, which is the node 3, and the node choose next will point to new node. So we will say that temps next will be new node. Next will be new node. Temps next will be new node. Yeah, I guess. But if this temp is not null, I mean if this temp is null, which means that the previous node is the last node. No. If this temp is null, we put our new node, let's say here, right? Wait a minute. Yeah, if this temp is null, which means that this temp is null, which means that the previous node that we want to add, the previous node, our node is here. This, if it's null, temp becomes temps next. So temps null. If temps null, the previous node is null. the previous node has 0 as the next pointer, has the previous node has 0 next node type pointer variable. So the previous node, which is this, actually has temp becomes the temps next. So temp becomes this temps next. So temp becomes 0. Temp becomes temps next. So temp becomes 0. And then if it's null, the previous node has 0 as the previous node, which is this, has 0. Next node has 0 next node type pointer variable. So I guess this should work now. So let's print our elements. Now, if our head is not null, while it's not null, node temps data, and temp becomes temps next. This prints it. And we have linked list, let's say my list, or let's say list 1. This one, let's say push 20 at location 1, and then list 1, let's say push at 30 at position 1, and then push at 50 at location 1. So what I'm gonna do now is that I will push 40 at location 2, and then I will print the linked list. Which was not declared. Yeah, location. So yeah, so what we've done is that first of all we put the 20, 30, and 50 respectively at position 1. So 50, 30, and 20 were 50, 30, and 20. First of all, 20 was the location 1, was at the location 1, then 30, 20, 50, 30, 20, 50, 30, 20. Then we put the 40 at location 2, which is here. Let's put list 1. Let's push 66 at position 3. First position, second and third position, we pushed the value 66. Yeah, this was to put a node at a given position in the linked list. So thank you for watching me.